I'm actually starting to run out of words now. All I'm saying is the same thing. This is just the most dire football I think I've ever seen from a Tottenham side. People will go, back in the 90s, you should have watched us then. Well, I did watch us in the 90s, and yeah, it was rubbish for the most part. But the one thing I would say is that I think we've got more talented players today overall as a team than we had back in the 90s. We've got one of the most decorated managers in the modern era at the helm, and yet he still can't get a tune out of these talented players. So for me, there is something fundamentally going wrong. I just can't see where we're going, and I can't see any light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know what's going to be the spark that makes a difference, you know. Bournemouth are relegation fodder. They're right down there. They got spanked 5-2 by Manchester United, who are a team that we are alluding to be close to, and yet we couldn't even get one shot on target for the whole game. Nothing. It's so predictable. Everything goes down the middle. Everything's trying to get walked into the goal. Aurier can't cross. You know, they keep playing the ball out to him, and he keeps cutting it back. He's not running at anyone. He's not taking anyone on. He's not, you know. I mean, there was a point where Sissoko played it to him and kind of went round the corner, and you're thinking, that's it, just turn and kind of flick it round. No, I'll play it back. So Sissoko can play it to me, and I'll play it back. Sissoko can run past me and just run for no reason. There's just no point in making a run for him. So I mean, if you're not putting crosses in, then there's no point anyone being in the box to try to connect with it. It's just pointless. So we'll just cut inside where all the traffic is, where it's all congested, and just let it run out. It was just rubbish. I mean, there were a couple of occasions, more in the second half. I think the first half was absolute pants, really, really bad. You know, Bournemouth were all over us. They just, you know, kept coming, and luckily for us, they're as crap as we are, because if that had been a decent side with any kind of real sort of penetration, we'd have paid the price for it, you know. And again, you know, we can go back to the VAR decision on Kane's penalty, and for me, you know, looking at it, it's another one of them, innit? It is soft, because, you know, Kane's kind of coming across, he's going forward with another player, he runs into the back of him, he knocks him over. But if Pogba's is a penalty, if Mo Salah tripping himself over is a penalty, then that's a penalty. I honestly, the inconsistency with VAR is just, you know, it's absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Anyway, would that have made a difference? I don't know. Would we have got the first goal, and would that have then made Bournemouth crumble, because that's what's happened to them previously? Maybe, but it didn't happen. We didn't get it, and so it's down to the players to get on with it and make it happen themselves. But they didn't. I mean, Kane spent more time in our box defending headers. I counted at least 3 where he was at the back and he headed the ball away. You know, that's your centre forward. So in the second half, yeah, got a little bit better. Ndombele came on, showed a couple of sparks of why he's talented. You know, the way he kind of moves and he drifts and he kind of sells them. I'm going this way, but then I'm going back that way. You know, there's clearly talent there, but it's just not enough. There's not enough endeavour from him. There's not enough effort, and I think that's, you know, I guess British football fans, we're more about the effort. You know, we're more about, you know, passion. You know, playing for the shirt, really getting stuck in, working hard, that kind of stuff. And we just don't do any of that. We just don't do any of that. You know, Ben Davies on the left, you know, he's running forward a little bit more. He's playing a little bit higher up the pitch. Put a couple of crosses in, but nothing really of any substance that made any real difference. And if he did, there was no one in the box to connect with it, to do anything with it. So I mean, it was, again, just a waste of time. So you know, overall, another thoroughly disappointing performance. You know, we're lucky to come away from there with 0. Bournemouth unlucky, get their goal chalked off due to a handball. Well, you know, I can't feel sorry for them for it, to be honest with you, given what happened to Mora the other day. So I'm not going to go, well, you know, it was harsh, because the rules say if it touches your hand or anyone's hand, then it's handball, so you can't claim it. So, you know, it is what it is. A ridiculous rule, ridiculous decision, you know. But it is what it is again, and you can tell I'm just losing faith with the whole thing. I'm losing faith with VAR. I'm losing faith with the rules. I'm losing faith with the manager. I'm losing faith with the players. Someone texted me, Del, a friend of mine called Del, texted me last night. And he said, "Well, what do you think? Who's to blame?" You know what? I think they're all to blame. I think the players are to blame, because I don't think they're buying into the manager's ideas or the manager's way of playing. I don't think they're putting enough effort in. I don't think they want it enough. I think the manager's to blame, because I think his type of football is poor. He can't seem to get a tune out of these, you know, talented players. So I think Jose's to blame. He's on a lot of money. He's got a great CV, but he can't get this team to be pulling in the same direction and playing like they're a team rather than a group of strangers running around the park on a Sunday morning for a let's all see who turns up session. And I blame the board, you know, as most people do, for the lack of investment at the time when we really needed it. You know, and the way they managed the club. I think everyone's got a part to play. Everyone's to blame somewhere along the line. You know, there is something at the core of the club that's going wrong, and generally speaking, that comes from the top. You know, if you've got a failing business, it's generally because of the way it's being managed, rather than the employees at the front line. But the employees at the front line will be a reflection on how poorly a business is run, and this doesn't feel any different to me. I'll be honest, it just doesn't. You know, I'm watching that football. It's boring. It's not entertaining in the slightest. And people will say, I don't care if it's boring as long as we win something. Well, it's boring and we're not winning nothing. So what do you say then? You know, for me, it's just a nonsense, and I've got no desire to keep watching it. I mean, I will, because as a fan you are invested. I've said it time and time again. As a fan, you've got no choice. You will watch it, you will support it, you will keep paying your money, because you are, you're almost, it's like an addict, it's like an addict with their drug of choice. You can't do without it. You want it, and you always believe that it's going to get better, and this is going to be the last time that it's that bad. So that's what kind of goes through your head, and we're all going to do it. We're all going to moan about it. We're all going to do it. We all love the sport. We all love the team, or the club, should I say? But I really despair. I really worry for the North London derby. As much as I hate Arsenal, I can see them at least playing with a bit of passion, at least trying to win for their manager. I just don't see it for us. I really don't. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just the way I'm seeing it. I don't know. But I'm certainly getting fed up with saying the same things on these videos, and I'm sure you're fed up with hearing me say it, to be honest with you. So, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, for me, that was yet another really, really poor game. Nothing really in that you can kind of say, well, there's improvements coming, or there's, a glimmer of light or a glimmer of hope. For me, it's just much of the same. Since the restart, we have been poor, and we are heading in the wrong direction. And I'm not sure what Jose's going to do to make it different. I really don't, unless he's got some real magical plan up his sleeve that he's got, coming up. I can't see it, and I can just see us going through the same stuff on another occasion. So there you go. Up the Spurs.